let's go ahead and roll forward with the endpoint enthusiasts, or at least endpoint managers who could use a little bit of a respite, right? The ability to do more in less time, a little bit easier. Matt Turner, are you out there?
I'm here, Dennis. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you. Mr. Turner, what have you got for us, sir?
Hey, well, first of all, let me say, Jamie, and that was awesome. You are a super tough act to follow, but I'm going to do my best. Today, I'm going to be focusing on Support Assist for Business PCs. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Matthew Turner. I'm a technical customer success manager here at Dell Technologies, and I work very closely with our client customers and specifically the Support Assist application. So really, my goal today is to kind of take everybody through what are the core features, the functionality of this product, and how can it bring some value to kind of the operations that you guys are doing today throughout your organizations. Typically, the first question that I get is, what is the difference between Support Assist and everything that was super cool that Jamie just showed us in the client command suite and some of the different products and tools there, right? What I would say to that is that every customer's environment is super unique. Everybody has different tool sets. Some people are using things like Intune. Some people are using things like MCEM or SCCM. Various products out there, right? And everybody has different challenges, different outcomes that they're looking for. And so at Dell, we offer, as you can see, a very wide array of client systems management products to help you achieve those goals. So most of the time, what we see are that customers use things from the Dell Client Command Suite, some of the standalone products, plus Support Assist to achieve kind of what they're looking for. So let's dive in. Let me focus on Support Assist. Really, we had Forrester back in 2024 do some consulting for us and really ask what are IT leaders looking for from IT service providers. And the results that came back were pretty overwhelming, right? Everybody today is looking for more automated support tools, technologies that help free up IT staff. Basically, how can we do more with less? How can we get more time back into our day? Not getting into the weeds with managing these systems. How can we make that as seamless and as easy as possible so that we've got time in the day for bigger and better projects and initiatives as we move forward? And that is really what Support Assist is here to do for you. So yeah, Austin, can you go to the next slide for me? Awesome. So diving in, right? Have you met Support Assist? How do we answer that question? Well, really, this is our client connectivity technology for the end user PCs, right? This works on laptops, desktops, notebooks, does have some capabilities around monitors and docking stations as well. But primarily, this is a connectivity technology for the computer itself that uses a combination of AI and machine learning really to help you keep that PC running as best as it possibly can. Most of the features here in Support Assist are all going to tie back to how do we provide the best possible PC experience for your end user, right? We want to help you have insight to where things are performing well. Where are things maybe not performing so well, and what can we do to remediate that? And again, give that user the best possible experience. So as you get more familiar with Support Assist, you're going to see a lot of really cool features. Kind of one of the flagship features here are going to be our self-healing remediation scripts. And so really what I'm talking about is allowing Support Assist to heal or repair the PC on its own when things happen, right? So a really great example of an automated task, a self-healed task, would be something like a blue screen of death crash, right? So if a blue screen happens on a PC, Support Assist is going to take a look at that and root cause that blue screen and see, was there a faulty firmware, a driver, a BIOS version that was problematic on the device? And if that is found, it can automatically install the remediated version so that we don't run into that blue screen again. Right. Now, that's just one example of the self-healing. There are things like thermal healing, if the PC is getting too hot, battery optimizations. There are out of the box more than 70 different self-healing remediation scripts that you can enable to kind of take some of those routine tasks out of your day, right? These self-healing scripts don't require any interaction from the user. They don't require interaction from the IT team. Again, it's allowing Support Assist and the Dell PC to heal itself when these problems happen. Now, these are not all turned on by default. These are available for you to pick and choose and apply to all PCs or subsets of PCs where you would like to take advantage of these features. Moving past the self-healing, kind of the original flagship feature and still one of the greatest things about Support Assist is the ability for it to proactively and predictively find parts that are failing, right? So things like hard drives, memory modules. Support Assist can actually detect that that part is going to fail, typically days in advance of the part failing. And really what this does is it gives you an early warning system. You know, hey, you've got a user, this machine, this user, they have an imminent hard drive failure. We need to go ahead and start planning on replacing that drive so that they don't incur any kind of unplanned downtime. This can be fully automated to the point where when Support Assist sees that part failure, can automatically ship the part next business day to your location, or you can simply use it as a notification system and elect to tell Dell when you're ready to receive that part. At the end of the day, it does a fantastic job of picking up on these parts failures before the failure happens, gives you time to migrate data, gives you time to have a smoother repair experience for the users. One of the greatest things about this product, sorry, Austin, go back. I've just got a couple more things to touch on, then we'll move forward. One of the greatest things about this product is the analysis of the PC health, application experience, and security scores. It does a fantastic job of going really deep into component level utilization metrics, things like what is the status of the CPU, what is the status of the GPU, how much memory is being consumed, how much drive capacity is remaining. Things that typically, as an IT administrator or system administrator, you have to turn to other tools or look locally on a user system, depending on the capabilities that you've got today. Support Assist is going to gather all of that information and present it to you in a single pane of glass where it's very easy to understand from a hardware level component utilization perspective, how are things performing across the fleet, right? Now, I mentioned Dell Command Update at the top of this because typically people say, what's the difference between DCU and Support Assist? You probably already picked up on it. Support Assist brings a lot more to the table than just performing updates, but it also does give you the capability to remotely install updates, things like your BIOS, your drivers, your firmware updates. It gives you the ability to either pick and choose and schedule when those updates are installed, or we can automate the installation of those updates so that when they're released from Dell, Support Assist pulls those down and automatically installs those hands off from the IT team. So tons of great stuff here. Hopefully you can see how it's all designed to put more intelligence at your fingertips and really show you where things are performing well and where there might be some gaps that you want to focus on. So let me leave it there. Also, can you go ahead and move to the next slide for me? Awesome. So most people have probably seen some version of Support Assist out there in the wild. There is a version of Support Assist that is installed from factory when you order Dell PCs, and that is going to be the top option here, the locally managed Support Assist for home PCs. Very similar feature set that I've been talking about, but this is really just for a single user, a single PC. This does not give fleet-wide visibility. This is just the most common experience for our small business customers who might not have an IT team, right? This is an app on the PC for the user to open, for the user to operate with. What we're talking about today is actually that second one, the central management that's available with Support Assist for business PCs. You're going to notice that that says in TechDirect. If you're not familiar with TechDirect, that is a free-to-use website. It's a web portal for our customers to register an account. And really, it's a self-service support web portal that has lots of different features, things like interacting with technical support, ordering your own replacement parts, but also connecting to Support Assist for business PCs. And that is where you're going to get that single pane of glass view and the user interface to operate and see what Support Assist is collecting. So I just like to point this out. There are two main flavors or versions of Support Assist. So if you've seen Support Assist for home, very similar to Support Assist for business PCs that we're talking about today. You just get the added benefit with the business PC version of connecting to TechDirect and getting that fleet-wide visibility. Awesome. Also, can you go next slide for me? All right, cool. So we touched on a lot of this, but I really think of this as the 5 main pillars to the data-driven differentiators available in TechDirect, right? So we talked a little bit about the self-healing automations, things like healing blue screen of death, thermal issues. There are also different optimizations that are available. So things like cleaning files, deleting, orphaned user profiles. Again, there is a ton to pick and choose from the self-healing automations. And we also offer the flexibility for our customers to design and upload their own PowerShell scripts, right? So if we don't offer a self-healing automation or a remediation script that you're looking for out of box, you are completely welcome to design your own script and upload your own script and use Support Assist and TechDirect as the vehicle to deliver that across the PC fleet. So a ton of power, a ton of flexibility, but also a lot of great stuff out of the box, so you don't have to spend a lot of time getting some of these remediations and some of these automations put in place throughout the environment. Talked a little bit about TechDirect, the unified online experience. That's the main difference between Support Assist for home and Support Assist for business PCs. You will have access to the TechDirect portal where you get that fleet-wide visibility and control over the PC fleet to understand how things are going. Talked a bit about the application experience, the performance data, the security scores. We do take and provide snapshots of the PC health to make it really easy to monitor, detect, and kind of track trends across the environment, right? If we've seen a lot of issues in the last few months or a lot of issues in the last few weeks, you and team have been doing things to correct these issues, fix these issues. We take 24 to 48 hour snapshots and kind of store that historical information and present that to you in a graphical user interface kind of view that makes it really easy to visualize. Are the things that we're doing fixing issues? Are we trending in the right direction? Or maybe we need to adjust course. At the end of the day, it kind of helps understand the trend of the health of the environment and if things are heading in the right direction. Touched on keeping your software up to date, very similar to Dell Command Update. One of the big advantages of using Support Assist for updating things like your BIOS drivers and firmware is just the end-to-end visibility that it provides, right? So you're not only going to see what is available for your specific PCs from an update perspective, you're able to schedule those updates, and then you can track the success of the installation all the way through to completion, right? So if we did a deployment of 1,000 BIOS updates, the big question is, was that successful, right? Did every single PC get updated successfully? Or did we have some things fail? Did we have some problems? And Support Assist does a fantastic job of giving you that reporting and that visibility all the way through the end of the update cycle. So you know if there are things that we need to circle back on and take another crack at, right? Ultimately, all of this is designed to enable fewer steps to resolution of PC issues that might happen, right? We talked about the proactive and predictive hardware alerts, parts failure notification, the ability to automate the replacement of these parts so they ship next business day. Everything that Support Assist brings to the table is designed to make it easier to understand the health of the PC fleet, as well as what are the steps that we need to take to fix these issues, improve the PC experience for our users. And ultimately what we see is that using Support Assist resolves these problems in much fewer steps and a lot quicker. Austin, can you go to the next slide for me? And this kind of just hits at home what I was talking about, right? So this is another study that Principal Technologies actually did for us back in 2023. And they took 1,000 devices and they compared the amount of time that it takes to perform kind of routine, recurring administrative tasks on 1,000 devices manually versus using the features that Support Assist brings to the table. I mean, I think this is incredible. 1,000 device fleet, the ability to save up to 641 hours in a year. That's a lot of time, right? You can make a lot of headway on projects. You can focus on bigger, better initiatives rather than just fixing systems. So I think there's a lot of time savings that's available there. And on the flip side, initiating your driver and firmware updates across an entire 1,000 device fleet in as little as 37 seconds, that is extremely quick. It makes it very easy to not only save time, but to initiate these remote tasks and keep the PCs running as best as possible. Austin, can you jump to the next one for me? I like to highlight this, right? And really the big story of this slide is, well, what am I getting if I'm not connected to SupportAssist today, right? So the lower left-hand corner, the dark blue section, this is what I consider the tech support experience that you have when you are not connected to SupportAssist. Obviously, we've got 24/7 support. We've got our agents available via phone, chat, online. They're ready to connect with you, troubleshoot, provide assistance. All of that is reactive in nature, but they are there. They truly are world-class and ready to help. We've got virtual self-help agents online. We've got priority call routing for our Pro Support Plus customers so that you're connected as quickly as possible to that next available agent. Truly great stuff that Dell offers from a tech support perspective. The thing here is that if we implement SupportAssist to help monitor the PCs, you're going to see that it really brings everything to the table that Pro Support Plus and Dell Technical Support has to offer. So a lot of those things that we talked about, right? Monitoring the PCs, getting insights to the scores, the trends, the hardware failures, getting the right driver recommendation for the device, the capability to run device diagnostics remotely. And the best thing here is that the information and the things that SupportAssist is doing for you at your company, you can share that information with Dell Technical Support, right? And so what I'm talking about is that if you open a case with support, you call in, you need to work with somebody, you've got a really complicated situation going. If you're sharing your SupportAssist data with technical support, they'll be able to see things like the trending information for the device. What is the health of the PC? What updates are currently installed? And what we see is that instead of having support give you a bunch of homework, hey, I need you to go update this, I need you to check this, I need you to pull these logs, find this information. When support also has that information at their fingertips, again, it leads back to providing a resolution for the reported issue much faster, right? So not only does having SupportAssist help you when you're performing administrative tasks, but when you do need to engage with Dell Technical Support, it has been shown that it is significantly going to speed up the time to resolution on these issues, as well as make it a much more frictionless experience with when working with support because they've got a lot of the insights to the status of the PC. So really great stuff here when you're connected with SupportAssist. Awesome, Austin. Can you go to the next page for me here? All this comes together. I like to share a customer story, right? Because I think this is a really great real life example of what SupportAssist was able to do for one of our customers. So this is Phoenix Union. They're a high school district in Arizona. And they were faced with the challenge or the need to really embrace digital transformation because they saw the number of students and the number of devices that their IT staff was managing tripled in a very short amount of time. They weren't able to add more headcount to keep up with that. So it's the question of, we've got more devices, we've got more work than ever before, we don't have more resources. What can we do to minimize stress, disruptions for the students, the faculty, the staff, and obviously the IT team as well? Phoenix Union had a lot of success. They turned to a couple of solutions together, right? So Pro Support Plus for PCs, and then Tech Direct and SupportAssist for business PCs. Really what they saw was that using these solutions together, they were able to reduce the time needed to handle break fix repairs in half, right? I mean, that in itself is amazing. Reducing the amount of time that it takes to fix devices in half I don't know too many people that wouldn't take that today, right? Using Tech Direct and Support Assist also really helped shifted the speed of ordering new parts from hours to minutes. Again, they have more insight to what's wrong with the device. There's less troubleshooting that you need to complete. You're able to get to that solution a lot quicker and order the part that you need a lot faster. That's awesome in itself. Really, one of the biggest things was, I said, how do we do more with less, right? They were able to support the 3x number of devices with no increase in staff. So combination of Pro Support Plus, the capabilities of Support Assist, the ease of use offered through Tech Direct. I mean, in a sense, they're able to save money utilizing that because they don't need to go hire and pay more staff to support the systems, right? And finally, it allowed them to shift from being reactive to failures, right? Waiting for drives to fail, waiting for issues to be reported. They were able to be proactive to the district's IT needs. So just a ton of great stuff that Phoenix Union saw here with Tech Direct and Support Assist. And it's a very common story. I've helped a lot of customers implement this into their environments. And I'm sure that there are ways that we can find similar value throughout the organizations that are here today. Austin, can you go? I think it's the last slide for me here. Awesome. So how do we get started, right? So getting connected for this experience is really easy. I mean, step one is going to be choosing Pro Support Plus, or Pro Support Flex. Always keep in mind with this tool specifically, Pro Support Plus and Pro Support Flex are going to offer absolutely everything that we've talked about today. Pro Support, I would say, gets about 80% of it. There are some caveats. Just keep in mind Pro Support Plus and Flex, 100% of everything that Support Assist has to offer will be available with those warranty contracts. Beyond that, it's just time to connect to Support Assist, right? So if you don't have a Tech Direct account for your company, you'd want to register for a free Tech Direct account. At that point, once you have access to Tech Direct, you can configure, download the Support Assist application. You can also get the Dell Support Assist for Business PC application through the Dell management portal that Jamie was talking about a few minutes ago. But essentially, you'll get your hands on the application and deploy that across all of the PC fleet so that they are connected back to your Tech Direct portal, and you'll have end-to-end IT control anytime, anywhere at that point. So what I would do is, if this is interesting to you, please reach out to your technical customer success manager, reach out to your Dell account team. We have lots of folks that are here at Dell ready to help with Support Assist and Tech Direct. And we would love to do anything possible to help you realize the value that I've been talking about today. Appreciate the time. And Dennis, back to you.